There's a moment in football when the conversation changes, when a player stops being dangerous and starts being something else entirely. When defenders don't just prepare for you, they fear you. When fans, pundits and players all start saying the same thing in different ways. Luis Díaz is a serious problem now. You hear it in the tone when people talk about him. You see it in how fullbacks hesitate before stepping out. You feel it in how entire defensive shapes shift the second he gets the ball. Because this isn't just about pace anymore. It's not just about flair. This isn't the exciting winger conversation. This is about a player who is breaking systems, forcing coaches to redesign game plans, and dragging defenders into decisions they don't want to make. Watch him closely and you'll notice something. The chaos isn't accidental. Every run has intent. Every press has purpose. Every touch asks a question defenders don't have time to answer. And right now, at Bayern Munich, that problem has multiplied. Díaz isn't playing in isolation. He's part of a machine, but he's the piece that injects disorder into structure. The spark that turns control into collapse for the opposition. This is the version of Luis Díaz people warned about years ago. The one who doesn't just beat his man, he changes the temperature of the match. The one who forces mistakes, creates panic, and punishes hesitation. So if you're still thinking of Díaz as just a winger, if you still think this is about speed and work rate, you're already behind. Luis Díaz isn't coming. He's already here. Luis Díaz's rise didn't start in Bavaria, but this chapter of his career might just be his best yet. Born in Barrancas, Colombia, Díaz climbed the ranks from Barranquilla to Atletico Junior and then to Porto, where he first made European clubs sit up and take notice. His performances there were pure dynamite. The pace, the dribbling, the creative instinct, it all pointed to a future star. But the real launchpad was his move to Liverpool in January 2022 for around £50 million. At Liverpool, Díaz quickly became a favourite. Over 148 appearances, he scored 41 goals and provided 16 assists, contributing big in the Premier League and Europe. His standout 2024-25 season featured 17 goals in 50 matches, helping Liverpool secure the Premier League title. But then, the next twist, a summer move to Bayern Munich for about €75 million. Normally, big transfers bring pressure, big expectations, but Díaz didn't just adapt to the Bundesliga, he exploded into a new level of output. In the 2025-26 season this far, Bayern's Colombian winger has been a consistent match changer. First of all, 8 goals and 6 assists in Bundesliga play through 14 appearances, with relentless pressing and attacking numbers that rival the league's best. Don't forget, he even won Bundesliga Goal of the Month in November 2025, a testament to his technical quality and unpredictability on the ball. That's right, a player who dominated the Premier League, already a huge stage, has now adapted to one of Europe's most tactical leagues and is making it look easy. But what makes this transformation so striking isn't just the output, it's the context of it. Under Vincent Kompany's fluid system, Díaz doesn't just get chances, he creates them, dropping into pockets of space, wreaking havoc on transitions, and punishing defenders who underestimate his work rate. And that's exactly what makes him a problem. Luis Díaz is built different. This is not a random statement. Let's break down just what makes Luis Díaz such a dangerous and disruptive force. Some wingers are technicians, some are runners. Díaz is both. But the real danger is how direct he is. He pressures high, tracks back, and constantly forces opponents to make tough decisions. Decisions that cost them goals. His ability to explode into the final third, beat fullbacks at pace, and instantly make something happen makes him one of the toughest players to plan against. Fans have even dubbed his pressing style fearless, noting that he presses like a madman and never switches off. Yes, the goals and assists are there, and they matter. But what's often overlooked is where they come from. In limited Bundesliga minutes, Díaz's goal contributions are happening at a higher frequency than they did at Liverpool. According to analytics, he's contributing a goal or assist almost every 80.5 minutes for Bayern, compared with every 134 minutes at Liverpool. That's an insane spike in efficiency, and it shows not just adaptation, but evolution. But it's not just numbers on paper. He also covers massive ground for a wide attacker. His intense runs, sprints, and high defensive work rate push games into Bayern's favour even when he's not directly scoring or assisting. Players can have pace, they can have flair, but Díaz pairs that with high football intelligence. He consistently makes the right run at the right time. He'll pull defenders out of position and then use the space he creates to open up scoring opportunities for teammates. This isn't instinct, this is football intelligence built over years in Europe. And now, under Kompany's system, he's unlocking it more than ever. His ball control under pressure is elite, making tight spaces feel wide, defenders look slow, and tactical structures collapse. That's not nice to watch, that's nightmare to defend against. And when the tempo of the game shifts, Díaz shifts with it. On the counter, he's a rocket. In tight build-up, he's a conductor. In transition defense, he's a grinder. That's not just a threat, that's a multifaceted weapon. His goals aren't just padding stats, they come at crucial moments. Take his brace in Bayern's outing against Eintracht Frankfurt, which helped sustain their perfect start in the Bundesliga. Or his powerful performances that have fans voting him Goal of the Month, not just for flair, but for genuine influence on how Bayern attack and win. This is not a winger relegated to half chances. This is a player shaping outcomes. Okay, so we've established what Díaz is doing. But what does it mean in the grand scheme of football? Bayern Munich were already a formidable side, but adding Díaz has fundamentally shifted their attack. His presence deregulates defensive setups, forces opponents to choose between stopping pace or stopping combination play, and adds a dimension of unpredictability that complements players like Kane and Elise perfectly. You can have one great attacker, that's good. You can have two, that's dangerous. But Díaz adds a third vector of threat: pace, unpredictability, and finishing ability that opponents simply can't ignore. He has become the prototype of a modern winger, a player who doesn't just occupy wide space, but dictates the flow of the game. That's elite. Looking ahead, his form doesn't just impact Bayern, it impacts Colombia too. Díaz's intensity and experience in top competitions position him as one of the key players for his national team as they push toward the 2026 World Cup. Defenders who see him in domestic leagues will soon see him on the biggest international stages, and with his current trajectory, they're in for even more problems. Luis Díaz is more than a winger. In 2025 to 26, he's not just good, he's a serious problem for every coach, defender, and tactical plan that lines up against him. So if you're watching Bayern Munich this season, or if you're watching Colombia at the World Cup, remember one name: Luis Díaz. Like this video if you think Díaz is one of the most dangerous attackers in Europe right now. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're tracking every twist of his career. And tell us in the comments, who do you think is harder to stop right now? Díaz or someone else? Let's get the debate started.